महिंद्रा बैलेंस लिया है मेरा प्रोजेक्ट रिकॉर्डिंग शुरू करें। ठीक है विपुल सर इधर आ जाइए। You are evaluated. तेजस्वी आप भी इधर आ जाइए प्लीज। वरुण शिफ्ट हो जाओ पीछे यार, ये रोज के लिए है, स्पीकर्स के लिए आज के। ये आप ही आ जाओ। एक मिनट ना वो बोलो ये पता चिराग सर रहेंगे सर तो उनकी जगह स्विच कर दिए। चिराग सर हाँ कोई दिक्कत नहीं, उनकी जगह स्विच कर दिया ना आपको। चिराग की जगह तो कुछ नहीं, तुमने स्विच किया था। चिराग को संदीप नागपाल भी आ रहे, संदीप नागपाल को हटाया फिर चिराग भी नहीं बताया, उनकी जगह एक ही जगह कर दिया। तो पंजाब का मैं पंजाब का तू कर रहा है, पंजाब का तू कर रहा है, बिल्कुल मनीष करता है, बिल्कुल मनीष करता था, अभिजीत तेजस्वी करता था, चिराग मनीष करता था, उसका देख लीजिए होगा कोई बात नहीं। तो फिर वहाँ पर भी एडिटिंग करनी पड़ेगी। आशीष ने शीश ने किया तो अब इसका देख लीजिए मनीष चल रहा था, उनकी जगह अभिजीत उनकी जगह आशीष ने अमरीश जाना एसी चलवा लिया, गर्मी हो रही है।
Good morning, guys. The First of all, please let me know if the voice is audible or you want it bit louder or bit on the lower side. It's perfect. Okay. Good morning, everyone, on the third session of the Advanced Club meeting. I welcome you all, the respected members and the honor guest on the third session. So, as we are already aware that in our Advanced Club meeting we are having two parts. The first one, as always, is the prepared speech part, and the second one is our extempore session. So I am today your master of ceremony for the day. Let's first call for the roll calls. So as a master of ceremony, my role is to first of all give the names of the appointment holder who can help us in the continuity of the today's session. Yeah, as the first one I already mentioned my name. It's Master of Ceremony. The General Evaluator's role has been performed by Sandeep Timan. Timekeeper is Gagandeep Gosai. Our grammatist, the role has been performed by Vikrant Verma. Snafu counter, Vedpal Singh. Gesture, Deepak Jain. Extempore host, Pradeep Kumar. And our vote counter, Mahinder Gothwal. Last but not least, the silent evaluator's role has been performed by Gopal Sharma. Okay, in spite of them, there has been today we have 5 speeches, and we have speech evaluator for each and every speech. The first one, Vipul Mehta for Manish Rathod, Abhijit Parihar.
Abhijit is not here, so
yeah. So will please perform the role for Abhijit.
not Vikrant.
Vikrant. Sorry for the last minute amendment. So Vikrant Verma will be speech evaluator for the Jasvi. Chirag Jaiswal is not coming. So Ashish Negi is performing the role of speech evaluator for Amrish Changra, and Ashish Tandel for Ashish Negi, and Ashwini Vartwas for Pallav Mehra. In today's first session, that is our prepared speech session, we have two topics, two projects on which we are performing in today's speeches. In total, 5 speeches has to be done, and out of which 4 has been on the first topic, that is icebreaker, and the 1 speech is on the second topic, the second project from the communication manual, that is organize your speech. Okay, so let's start from our today's session. For the first session, that is for the icebreaker. The objective of the icebreaker is first of all is to present yourself in front of the audience, and the second thing is you need to understand what area of speech you need to emphasize, and the third thing is to introduce yourself in front of the club members. So let's hear from our first orator for the today, Manish Rathod. The topic of the speech is boon of a mistake, and the speech evaluator is Vipul Mehta. Manish.
So my speech evaluator is Vipul Mehta. आप नहीं याद है?
Manish, the time for your speech?
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
पूछना भी है, मानना भी नहीं, 6 minutes. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Manish Rathod, and I have been working as a product engineer since last 1.5 years. Today's my topic for icebreaker is boon of a mistake. It is story of my friend Rahul. It was mid-April of year 2001. Rahul was one of the most frustrated guy of our age. He was used to complain about each and second thing of his life, even about his parents also. He was not belonging to a well-settled family. He was asking his parents to buy a bicycle for him, but his parents just could not afford it to buy for him. So he was tired of his life. He was tired of life where he could not live as per his terms and conditions. So he went in a vicious cycle of frustration, and finally one day he made a mistake. he attempted suicide. After having pesticide, within few minutes he started feeling pain in his stomach. He realized that finally he is going to lose his life. Soon he realized that life was not too bad. His parents, his past life, his friends just flashed against his eyes, and he just started crying loudly. He was not feeling bad. He decided to die, but now he was not ready to die. He was crying, he was shouting for help. Please somebody help. A 13-year child was about to die and there was no one to help him. Soon he realized that there was only one person who could save his life, and that was him only. He gathered all his consciousness, gave him first aid, and went to hospital and saved his life. I think it was the first day of his life when he took responsibility of his life. That day he did not blame anybody for whatever happened that day. So technically speaking, that day Rahul did not die. Actually that day someone died. Someone. That day a coward person inside Rahul died. A coward boy who was not taking responsibility of his life, who was thinking that everything bad happening in his life was due to his parents, due to his friends, or due to his enemies, but not because of him. It was his mentality, and that day Rahul did not die, but that mentality died. After that day, Rahul was a different person. Rahul who was never complaining about anything and anybody. A person who was used to say he or she is making me uncomfortable. After that day, that person never used these words. He never blamed anybody that because of you I cannot do this. He was not that person. He took a responsibility of his life. Then his life was not going on autopilot mode. He was on pilot seat. And then he proved that he is a brave pilot who could govern his life very well. In his life, circumstances were not physically changed much. Things were like as usual. But what changed was his perception for his life. And everything was changed dramatically. A person who was not happy before was too much happy after that incident. Then he was no more asking for cycle, because he remembered that when he was dying, he was missing his parents, not his cycle. So he differentiated the meaning of humans and physical stuff. He realized that humans are more valuable to me, not the physical stuff. They are just means of using, nothing else. After that incident, he started living a life of gratitude. He was always saying, God, thanks for giving me a second chance. And he was proving day by day. He was thankful to God that he has a second chance to not repeat all the mistakes again. Sometimes I think how that mistake had changed him. A person who was one of the most frustrated guy was now one of the most happiest person in the world, and that mistake had changed him. This mistake, but what if he had not get a second chance to turn back? Because every day thousands of people attempt suicide, and most of them end their life before they can realize they are doing something wrong with themselves. Maybe, not actually maybe, he was damn too lucky for sure, because everybody does not get second chance like him. Case of Rahul was different. Maybe it was God's different way to show him the right path. Now what if I tell you that the story I told you is not story of Rahul, it is my story. And the first question you may be having in your mind, whether this story is real or fake, the answer is, क्या फर्क पड़ता है?
Thank you, Manish, for sharing your lifetime events. I was not rather expecting that kind of story for an icebreaker. Well, okay. Let's go to hear from our second orator, that is Tejasvi. She's quite athletic one. She likes swimming, playing badminton. Wow. And she also has been, I think, playing for Kho for a long period of times. So I really like that kind of stuff. Let's hear more about from his topic, childhood and adulthood. Let's welcome Tejasvi.
Hello everyone, good morning. I'm Tejasvi. This is my first speech today, Icebreaker. Earlier I was listening to a motivational speaker talking about childhood and how we change in duration of course to adulthood, or should I say age of innocence to age of wisdom. The reason I have called the time of childhood as age of innocence is the state of purity in our thoughts. All our actions, all our thoughts aim only for one state of mind, that is happiness. In adulthood, we tend to achieve success, money, stature in society and many other things. In this case, we might as well call the age of wisdom. But most of us get so busy in that process, we lose the track of what we are actually aiming for. I'm not completely against the adulthood. Let me support this statement by sharing some of the instances in my life. First was when I was 8 years old. I was in 3rd standard and I was very poor in Hindi. So my teacher, she used to take extra classes after school hours, like for 1 hour. We were only 10 to 12 students in the class. All my friends used to hang out in playground and they used to play. So what I used to do is I used to carry a balm, like Jandu balm or Amrutanjan, and I used to rub it on my eyes and under my eyes so that I can cry. And after a few minutes, I used to go to my teacher with swollen eyes crying, "Ma'am, I'm suffering from headache, so please let me go." So after that, she has to let me go. At that time, my preference was entertainment, enjoyment. As I grew, I became little bit less mischievous and I started learning Hindi then after. And the second incident happened when I was 11 years old. Me, my sister and my dog, we were sitting in veranda and suddenly my dog started barking looking at some plant. So we found a really large snake on a bush next to us. So we were terrified and out of panic, I took my dog into my hands, rushed into the house and shut the door. Eventually I realized I abandoned my sister in veranda with a very large snake. After a while she started banging the door, "Please open the door and let me in." What I said was, if I open the door, Lily may get out and snake may bite her. So why don't you just rush onto the terrace and hide yourself over there. So that was very unkind of me. Even today I get the tantrums like, you try to kill your sister as a child. So at that age, I choose my dog over my sister. Of course I wouldn't do that now. So I'm explaining these things like how we have changed from childhood to adulthood. As we grew, few things are not as important as they were when we were kids. Like in my first story, kids are always inclined to entertainment, enjoyment. But now in adulthood, we learn to make a balance between our work life and the enjoyment part. And sometimes we club those two. We even realize the importance of relations, family members in our life. We act wisely now, we think of the consequences and we fear for the consequences. Of course the fear for the consequences make you go down the safe path, but sometimes it will cloud you the sometimes it cloud the excitement of the new things. Like as when we are a kid, when we see a new thing, we are really excited for the new thing and to discover the new things. But as we grew, another emotion joins it. It is the fear of unknown. Once again, don't let your fear conquer the don't let your fear conquer the excitement. Let it conquer the fear. In short, never grow up.
Thank you, Tejasvi. I think you got a little bit excited while you were giving your speech. Okay, let's get ahead for our third orator. He is Amrish Jangra, and the topic of the speech is try until you succeed. Well, talking about Amrish, he has been designing and fabricating some of the off-road vehicles. So let's see what he has tried for his success. Let's welcome Mr. Amrish.
Thank you. Hello everyone, I am Amrish Jangra, working here as a design engineer in SSFD division from last 8 months, and is here to clear the very first step of our Dawn Club meeting, that is icebreaker. Have you ever heard about ant climbing the wall again and again, trying again and again to reach the top? The story of Itsy Bitsy Spider? I'm pretty sure you must have. We often have situations in life when other people's opinion starts to drive it. We start to avoid doing efforts to achieve something just because of fear of failure, or to be more precise, we fear that other people will pass comments on us. So, similar kind of situation, similar kind of experience I wanted to share with you people of my graduation days. When I was in second year of my graduation, an opportunity landed before me, which took some time to me to actually realize how great it was. Actually, a group of our seniors were planning to participate in a national level competition, Baha SAE India, in which a group of undergraduate engineering student has to design and fabricate an off-road vehicle. So they were looking for members to form a team, and they contacted me, and I agreed to join the team. But somewhere deep in my mind, I wasn't sure about it. Actually, unaware of the opportunity, unaware of the lessons life had planned for me. So that year, we started making CAD models during this. We started on working on our design, making CAD models during the summers. We worked whole of our vacation, day and night, working on it, except 6 hours of sleep. But being first timers, we had little idea of the competition. But somehow we managed to make the design, and the day of virtual round arrived. Actually, its virtual round is the knockout round. One cannot proceed with the fabrication of vehicle before clearing that. So, I and 4 other team members went to present our design in Delhi. After we were over with the presentation, we faced heavy criticism from the judges over there. Their comments seemed like as if they were throwing eggs on us. Obviously, we were not able to clear that round. And when the college reopened, even our fellow colleagues made mockery of us. They used to say, "ये ऐसे ही वाले ऐसे ही हैं." So, few of our team members have left the team after that. But all this, what happened in the past, had hit me and one of my teammates really hard. So we decided with a rock hard will that next year we will definitely participate in this event and will make through it. So we took it as a challenge of life and started afresh. We had to convince really hard to our colleagues to join the team, but somehow we managed to convince them and formed a team again. We finally, so after a series of endless efforts, we cleared the virtual round, and we're leaving behind around 250 teams all over India, and to be among final 100 those who can proceed with the manufacturing of vehicle. After that, everything changed. The comments changed to praises. Everyone came and congratulated us. But that was just a beginning. The real game has started now. So, we started manufacturing of vehicle in our college facility. Every day brought challenges with it, but none could stand before our dedication. Step by step, we built the vehicle, and from roll cage to make it stand on 4 wheels, engine installation, suspension, everything. I can still remember the moment of joy which the first roar of engine brought with itself. My days were spent in Chavdi Bazaar searching for components of the vehicle, and nights in the college workshop fabricating the vehicle. What could be even better? We got an obvious reason to bunk our college lectures. We worked throughout the chilly winter nights, readied the vehicle for the final event that take place in Indore on Netrip tracks. 4 days spent on the Baha tracks are the most amazing day of my life. Being the driver of my team, I can proudly say I enjoyed the event more than anyone else in the team. The experience, the joy, the passion of real-time off-road racing is very tough to describe in words. So, to conclude, Baha is the major milestone of my career. It changed my perception towards life. One must not lose hope after failing, but must take it as a learning experience, so that the success you achieve after that is even greater. What could be even more inspiring that two persons in the world's two largest democracies want just with a simple belief, yes we can, and we always start with I. So if you believe in yourself, the whole universe conspires to help you achieve your goals. So always believe in yourself, don't lose hope, and try until you succeed. Thank you.
Thanks, Amrish, for your speech. It's a quite nice one and quite inspirational and motivational. And you have given a quite different definition for success as per in your own words with your lifetime experiences. Okay, next, let's go to next session. Yeah, definitely I need this one now. Let's call Mr. Deepak Jain to have to crack some of his jokes so that we can all have a little bit of smile.
Hello everybody, good morning. How many of you are married?
This is a joke.
Okay, so you must know the definition of honeymoon. Okay, I tell you a new definition. A man's last holiday before he starts working for a new boss. Okay, what's the difference between husband and a farmer? A farmer has agriculture, but husband has agriculture. Okay. Does everybody know about Santa? Yes, I know. So once he goes to a Audi showroom, the CEO of Audi, while justifying its high cost, it has 12 airbags, safety controls, safety walls, blah blah blah. Santa. We have Babaji and Mataji on dashboard, Madhi Lal Chunni around rear view mirror, Nibu Mirchi on bumper. So don't worry about safety. Just focus on reducing the cost. Thank you.
Thanks, Deepak. Thanks for your nice joke. The agriculture was the nice one. Well, we have to, I think, reconsider the Pooja's idea of anti-husband jokes also. Okay, let's going ahead to our next speech. It's speech of Ashish Negi. The topic of the speech is Who Am I? And speech evaluator is Ashish Tandale. Ashish versus Ashish.
A very good afternoon to all the audience present here. Today my topic for the icebreaker is Who Am I? So let me just start with a brief introduction about myself. I am Ashish Negi, working with Oceaneering as an assistant manager, product engineering team for last 18 months, leading a team of engineers, product engineers for Netroy, Panama, along with document controllers, component engineers. And I have in total 14 years of experience that includes the product design, that is into injection mold design, gravity casting, bit of sheet metal, then die manufacturing, and some of the CNC manufacturing stuff as well. And I worked with Satyam for a period of 5 years, where I worked with GE for an NPI life cycle program, and I earned my GB Six Sigma Green Belt and Black Belt from ASQ. But that was all about my professional background. So that doesn't give you any idea about what I am as an individual, what my hobbies are, or what I aspire to be. So let me make a further attempt to connect to you on a personal level. So I was born in Delhi, belong to Uttarakhand, brought up in Haryana, did my graduation from Maharashtra, was in Andhra Pradesh for 5 years, during my 5 years of professional journey. and now I'm settled in Panchkula. So I have a sort of mixed bag of experience considering the geographic locations within India, which makes me quite comfortable with Hindi, Punjabi, Marathi, bit of Telugu as well. And I celebrated my 10th marriage anniversary just 2 months back. I have 2 lovely daughters, 8 and 2.5 years young. I belong to a very humble background of a middle class family with roots in a small and remote village in the hills of Uttarakhand. And as a child, I have always been fascinated with hills because as my roots are from the hills only. In my childhood days, I was always eager to take the first opportunity during my summer vacations to be at my native place with my grandfathers and uncles and enjoy the place. Like where I will always be wandering across the hills, forest, there are like deep forests as well where at sometimes wild animals wander into the residential areas as well. Or like at times we will be playing in the riverside or enjoying the mother nature or like having a bath in the natural water stream. So that all comes as a part of being in such a remote vicinity. Like at times I used to be working in the fields with my grandparents to have the plowing in the field. Like other good thing about such small places is you might not be knowing because you are from some place outside. You might not be knowing all the people there, but there everyone knows everyone. Like this is a joke from a particular film, Hyderabad Blues. They will say, here everyone knows everyone. It's the fact there. Like if as a child I'm wandering from one hill to another one, and if I feel hungry, I don't have to worry for that. Okay, where will I be having my food? I can just go to any door, have my food. That was the luxury. Like those were the little things I cherished about as a child, and I still do. Whenever I get the chance, I take the opportunity to be there and feel close to my roots. And someday I would like to take this opportunity, like where I would like to settle down there, build my own house, and do something for the place where my ancestors had toiled hard to make a fortune for us. Like apart from this aspect, on a personal ground, I would like to share the few things about me as a teenager. Like I was very much into oil and canvas painting. Like still at my home, if any of you would like to come, like I have few of my paintings that I did long back on the walls that I still see. Okay, this was the one done by me, but that was a long time back, not anymore. Like I was the captain of my school football team. I represented my school at district levels in the badminton, and few of you also know like I am very much outdoor sports and bike enthusiast. And I have done few biking trips along Mahabaleshwar, Panchgani, Dajipur, sanctuaries with all my college friends. The longest one I did was for 600 kilometers from Hyderabad to Kolhapur, single day solo ride. And the last one I did was with Ashwani just around 1 year back, bike ride to Kufri, single day, 12 hours. So that was all about me on a personal level. I have made a sincere attempt to connect to you on a personal level, and I hope I also get to know all of you at a personal level. Thank you.
Thanks, Ashish. We'll able to know a little bit about you, but I think more we have to explore it later.
That was gone by period.
Who am I? Yeah, it's a nice topic. Well, I'm still wondering who am I. Okay, let's come into our. So today's all the 4 per-page speech with the objective of icebreaker has been completed. So now the last speech has been of Pallav Mehra. The project of his speech, the speech title is Oil Price Trend, and Pallav is performing his second speech, and the today's project on which he is performing his speech is the Organize Your Speech. The little bit brief for the objective of the Organize of Your Speech is, the first of all is he has to create a very creative start and conclusion of your speech. The second objective is you have to you have to put your material that has been compromising or that has been interesting or make your message clear to the audience. And the third thing is you have to make the links from one idea to other idea. I think he has been done a lot of practice, and let's hear more about from Mr. Pallav Mehra. Pallav, and sorry, the speech evaluator is Ashwini Bhardwaj. Yeah, please go, Pallav.
Good afternoon, everyone. Since I did not win the best speaker award last time, so no chocolate this time. I have roughly around 4 or 5 minutes with me to speak about anything. So I have taken this topic of oil price, so that let's make this session a little informative, right? Those who don't have any idea that oil prices are fluctuating, they can enjoy a power nap of 5 minutes. We all know that oil prices has been fluctuated and had been at a 4-year low. Oil prices, like any other commodity, follows a simple basic rule excuse me, that whenever demand is more than supply, the oil prices tends to rise, and when the demand is less and supply is more, the oil prices tend to get low. This simple logic can easily be backed with a graph issued by US Energy Information Agency, which clearly show the graph of oil prices as per the time frame. So you see approximately at July 2008, we see in April we see a fall in oil prices. That we all remember that was the period of Great Recession of 2008, when every industry was facing with the liquidity crunch. So the supply was more, the demand was less. Oil prices fell down. With the situation being a little improved, the oil prices again regained its price over nearly around $100 per barrel. But with in 2011, with the phenomena of Arab Spring, the oil prices again had a fluctuation. We again see the same downtrend in 2014. So the question is, why oil prices are going down? These are just my understanding that major contribution is because firstly we have oversupply. US oil production is on 4-year high. Libya, which was earlier going through internal strife, has sorted out things, is again going for oil production. So we have an oversupply there. Secondly, OPEC countries are not going for oil production cut on a ground of fear that they might lose the market share. Thirdly, weak demand in European Union, because still many countries in European Union are still suffering with the this recession. Lastly, Asian countries, which tends to be one of the biggest demanders, have gone for subsidy cuts like Vietnam, Malaysia, Indonesia and India also. That has led to downfall in demand. All these things led to fall of oil prices in 2014. So the next question is, logical question is, where it would get stabilized. I agree with top consultancy firms like Forbes, McKinsey and things. They say that oil prices will stabilize around $55 to $60 per barrel by the end of this year. Should that worry us? I don't think so, because top companies take this opportunity as an improvement phase, like Oceaneering. We have all focused our goal as more efficient and effective solution providers. We all companies rather have following many initiatives to improve and to get to a better position. So I would cognize myself with repeating great words of David Icke, that life constantly presents us opportunity brilliantly disguised as the biggest disaster. I can back this statement that Gulf of Mexico has been going down in terms of rig counts, but still oil production is increased. So with lesser number of oil rigs in Gulf of Mexico, we are producing more oil. We are getting more economical, we are getting more efficient and effective. So thank you.
Thanks, Pallavi. It was a very nicely organized speech. Well, with the facts and figures that you have given, I I think you have increased the worries of most of the guys present here. Okay, I think it's not only with me, but the most of the guys, when we are going to a gas station, we are thinking, oh, why the price has been too high. And when we are coming back to our office, oh man, the price has been digging down. I think it's a human nature. So, okay, let's concluding to the today's first session, that is our prepared speech. All the 5 speeches has been done. Let's go to the next session. Yeah, extempore speech. So, our today's theme host is Pradeep Kumar. Please, Pradeep, go on.
Thank you, Param. So, after the interesting speeches, let's move to the extempore speeches. So, today's theme is I'm going to ask some questions to you people and expecting some honest answer from you. So, I would like to have volunteers from you. I need 4 volunteers at least.
Before the questions or after the questions?
Before the questions.
There is no fun after the question.
That's what I was asking.
You can come first. Thank you, Neetu. This is your question. Please come. You can read it. You have 2 minutes.
Okay. The question is, if you look into the heart of your enemy, what do you think you would find that is different from what is in your heart? I think it will be same. The time starts now?
Yes, it has been started.
It hasn't. Okay. I would first like to resolve my issues with my enemy if it's that enemy, and might be there would be some like disagreeing points that we are not coming to a certain point, and would like to sit with that person and try to resolve it. That's it.
Very deep word.
That's it.
Thank you, Neetu, for being so honest. Who is the next volunteer? Who is the next volunteer? You want to go? Please. So this is your question.
Hello everybody. If happiness was the national currency, what kind of work would make you rich? The topic is like, then I will go to everybody and will tell them jokes. Will try to make some funny scenes. Will try to make some jokes about other person. Will try to make jokes about their enemies. And at the same time, I will ask him, what do you want? He will, obvious his response will be, he wants happiness, because everybody now wants money. If happiness will be the currency of money, so obvious people look for the happiness. You know, if somebody wants something, he always get attracted to that thing. Right now, everybody is running behind the money. If we will make the happiness as the currency, so everybody will automatically run for that thing, and he will try to find from anywhere. So now what can I do for that? I will apart from nice jokes, funny scenes, I will share some funny moments of my life with them. I will try to find what kind of funny scenes they look like. and overall overall the thing is they will run for the happiness. Thank you.
Thank you, Deepak. You're trying to be happy. Next volunteer. I will call someone if nobody picks. You already came. Pooja, can you come?
What?
Can you come for extempore?
Okay. So if you could go, if you could travel back in time without being able to change anything there, which period would you want to go and why? Okay. Question. Never thought of this. Do I have to stand there?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, yes. I would like to go back to when I was around 5 years old, because I think that was the best time of my life. So, yeah, I've mentioned which period and why. Am I done? No, I'm just kidding. So, so that would be not a very long time ago, but yes, a time of my life that I really cherish. One, because we all know that growing up is so much fun. There's just so much to do, and so much to look forward to. We learn every day, we mess up every day, we fall, we get hurt, we make complete fools of ourselves. And so yeah, that is the best time I would like to go back to. I would not really like to change anything about it. Probably, well, since that is a question, maybe have more siblings. I just have one older sister, but so yeah, that would be one thing I like to change, have like 4 or 5 more siblings that I could trouble. So I am, of course, the younger one, so I always had, you know, I was always the pampered one, but I did find a way to get away with things. So if I were the youngest, so more people to trouble and more fun to have, right? So yeah, that's it, I think. That's it.
Thank you, Pooja, for the interesting extempore speech. Any more volunteers?
Award speech to me.
You would like to?
No, actually, you can get the chances to another one if you want.
No, I would like you to come.
Yes, sir.
Please. It's extempore actually.
If you are forced to eliminate every physical possession from your life, with the exception of what?
Oh my God, that was fun. All the best, people. So does that mean he can't put any physical stuff in the backpack?
Yes. It's based on his interpretation.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That can put in the backpack. It can be anything. Bottle.
It's a tough one, but still, if everything is gone from me, I have lived with nothing. I would keep something to play, maybe a cricket ball or a tennis ball, something like that. I'm a sports person from my childhood, so I would enjoy keeping something which keep me busy, keep myself fit, keep playing, even if I'm not having any possession into it, rather than worrying that I have lost my home, my family, everything I'm lost with. I must be having something to which I can feel happy of, the thing which can make me proud of what I'm having or what I'm left with. So I believe keeping busy with the sports and keeping myself into a routine can overcome all the losses I would be bearing. So the single backpack I would be having, just a cricket ball or a tennis ball into which I can spend most of the time and be happy. That's it. Thank you.
And so don't forget the wallet. That's your choice.
Thank you, people, for that intelligent answer. I would like volunteer actually. I don't want to force anybody to come.
And volunteering was not speaking before.
Yes. Who is
Not
haven't?
For the day.
Yes.
Whoever. Ravi,
Please.
Sangram.
From this.
Thank you.
Thank you. This is the last one.
If you could go back in time and tell your younger version yourself one thing, what would you tell?
Okay, that's interesting. Let me think. Okay.
Actually, when I was in college, my attitude was like very rough attitude. Actually, when girls see me, I'm standing out somewhere, they change their path or they change their track. So I was not like that, but my attitude or my personality happens to be like portrayed to their head. I portrayed some image, like a rough image. So I would like.
hope that's changed now.
I hope. So that I would like to change in my go and tell my younger version to don't have their mustache and beard and have some. Yeah, I have right now, but I have now in I guess professional way. So that's it. I would like to tell that one thing only. Thank you.
Thank you, Sangram. I expected some more thing, but it's okay. I think that's all from my side. Thank you.
Thanks, Pradeep, for the extempore session. Some of the orators, those extempore speeches that they have given, it's quite interesting one. Well, if I have to tell one thing, I will say that myself, speak little bit less and don't laugh too much and too loud. That's
still doing that though.
Yeah, definitely. That's what I want to do. So tell me, yaar, come on, yaar. Chup raha kar. Okay, let's going forward. The next, now the most important part of our today's meeting is the evaluations. So giving the feedback to all the speech orators. So first of all, I would like to call upon, first of all, for Vipul Mehta. He is a speech evaluator for Manish Rathod's speech, that is Boon of a Mistake.
So, boon of the mistake was what Manish tried to orate. And I must apologize first, Manish. Today I won't be sounding like a evaluator. I would be more sounding like a devil's advocate to you. You had a very weak and small opening for yourself, in which just a PE working for so and so that time, that's the only thing which you told about. The body which you created was so lengthy. It's in a past tense, and the conclusion was very weak. Means you ended up, farak kya padta hai? Means farak padta hai, that's why we are in here. So the conclusion was very weak into it. The story was focused on to the third person. You not even try to convey that how you know that person, because actually you were trying to create a suspense between into the story, but that suspense created a confusion into the story. So that was the weakest part in your story. You were not able to involve the audience. Audience were looking here and there and trying to judge that what exactly you are coming to. Your topic was very good. Boon of a mistake means, I hope you understand the meaning of boon and getting a mistake. In childhood, I used to read one comics for Banke Lal. that is a guy who is Shiv Shankar's Bhakt, and whatever the mistakes he do, it turns out to be a boon for him. But drinking a pesticide and getting to a hospital was a realization at that particular moment that how important life is. At that point, you realize that, or Rahul realized that, yes, this is what I want. I don't want to be a dead person right now. But it doesn't turn out to a boon onto life in a manner that your mistake is turning out to be a valuable thing, a fruitful thing to you. No, I don't found, and even if it is, that was not conveyed clearly in your story. Other thing, you emphasize more on reading out the text and losing the track of the topic. That's so. That's why I started my speech by apologizing you, because maybe I'm sounding a bit rude towards you. But that's what I found in your story. References to the notes were taken at the right time. Whenever you got stuck, you get back to the notes and you took a right reference onto it. You had a very good gesture, body language was good, you were taking good pauses in between, your expressions were really good, you tried to have a good slang onto it, but in end, the ending was very casual. Farak padta hai, that's why we are in here and we are trying to teach from the lessons or the stories which we are conveying. Thank you.
Thanks Vipul for your evaluation. It was a very nice feedback. I think you have truly said, yeah, it's fark padta hai. Yeah, it has to be on the positive note, not on the negative side. Thank you very much. Let's call our second evaluator, the Vikrant Verma. He's evaluating Tejasvi. The speech topic of Tejasvi's speech is childhood and adulthood. Vikrant.
Firstly, to begin, I'm the Vikrant Verma. Well, actually, the article is not required there. I mean, I'm only saying that because I'm the grammatist now. But the article there is not required. But if it is put there, it makes me feel as if I'm the only Vikrant Verma. So thank you for that. Right. So I'm going to be. So this is my evaluation report for Tejasvi on the topic childhood and adulthood. Firstly, where is Tejasvi? Yes. Thank you. So the strong points, we'll start with that. Your fluency in the language was really good. Right, which I felt was really good. The oration skills that you presented, that you displayed, were really good. However, I feel that you could have connected a bit better with the audience, only if your pace of speech was slightly lesser. I mean, I found it difficult to follow, even though the incidents that you narrated were really interesting, especially the one with the snake, you know, outside, locked outside with your sister. Was that right? So that was really good, but if the pace would have been better, people would have been able to, the audience would have been able to imagine it better, they would have been able to follow you better in the speech. Going by the structure of the speech, it had a good body, it had a good conclusion. However, I feel that the introduction bit could have been slightly better, because conclusion in a speech is important. The content of the speech, the body of the speech is important, but the most important is actually introduction, because introduction is basically what develops, you know, the interest of the audience. If you don't develop that connection with the audience, they tend to lose you for the latter half of the speech as well, right? So introduction could have been only a little better. Otherwise, it was well spoken. The referring to notes was only a wee bit, which I think was acceptable. And that too only was in the beginning, so most of the speech you basically just knew it by heart. My suggestions would be only, as I said earlier, only to reduce the pace, so you can speak a little slower, and so that gives it time to the audience to connect, so that they can visualize everything. Right. Thank you.
Thanks Vikrant, and thanks for correcting me also. Okay, let's go back to our next speech evaluator, Ashish Negi. Ashish Negi is evaluating Amrish Jangra. The topic of the speech topic is try until you succeed.
Thank you. Well, Amrish, I'm here to evaluate for Amrish Jangada, and the topic was try till you succeed. The few points that I noticed, Amrish, specifically about your speech is like in the initial beginning, like there was very much voice modulation, like you were very shaking in the very beginning. And as you built up the story, at the end part, if you can see at it, you were very strong. Maybe you were speaking from your heart, so you were very strong, and the speech was flowing fluently. It was very fluent. So that is bit like, I guess the preparation work was missing on that. If that is covered, I can think that can be covered up. I think other thing is the story formation and the structure. In the very beginning, when you were defining the story, it was not that clearly understood. And when you were saying like try till you succeed, you had not mentioned those instances when saying try, like you have to mention the instances when you fall back and rise back again. Like those instances, there was some 1 or 2 instances when you mentioned, but not much on that. If you could have added more on that one, that would also make a good advantage. And one thing, like again, like in the initial part also, when like the voice modulation was there was slight mistakes in the grammatics as well because of the same effect. Maybe you have written whatever content you have written was something different, but because of the shakiness, there was few mistakes on that part. Yeah, that's all from my side. Thank you.
Thanks, Ashish Negi. It was a detailed evaluation. Now the other Ashish Tandale.
I have to specifically say
Okay, Ashish Tandale. Ashish Tandale has been evaluating Ashish Negi, and the topic on the speech topic is who am I?
Hello everyone. Thanks for giving me opportunity for evaluation role. I'm evaluating Ashish Negi on topic Who Am I? It's his first project, Icebreaker. Let me start with his introduction. In his topic, he was having a really good introduction of his topic. He talked about his professional and personal background, which was very good. And then he talked about his life events, what he does in his own life. Then he talked about his experience in staying different part of the India. The good part of his presentation was he was very confident. His voice was very easy to understand for all the participants here, and then his vocabulary, what he used, was very easy to understand. He was fluent in English. His tone, he maintained his tone throughout the session, which was very good. In his speech, I guess he has himself prepared well to do his speech over here. So that's a good part. He was well prepared. Apart from that, the weak point, I would say, it was the conclusion part was missing, and he talked about all of his different events and then his experience. But I guess it would have been better if he take one example and talks about it more and then conclude it very well. So in future, that can be one point where he can do better. Apart from that, one more feedback. He was referring his notes, which is okay, but that could be avoided later. So that's the two points which I would like to convey to Ashish Negi for his future topics, and just want to congratulate for all what he did here. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashish. Ashish Tandale. So many times, Ashish. Okay, let's coming forward to our next speech evaluator, Ashwini Bhardwaj. Ashwini is evaluating Pallav Mehra on the speech topic oil price trend.
Thank you. Hey, good morning. Good afternoon, everyone. I just saw the time. Well, I'll start with telling everybody that please vote for Pallav because he'll be giving us chocolates next time. And also, that was a nice hook to begin with. Everybody, whoever was asleep was actually, looking at you. Okay, so Chocolate Man is here. So a very nice hook, a perfect way to open a speech. The tempo and volume throughout your speech was quite consistent, but a at a few points, my opinion was that you droned on and you could have modulated a voice to give a better throw. The pitch could have conveyed your message more effectively. The use of pauses actually conveys your whatever you want to convey in a specific paragraph or a sentence, right? The topic was very relevant. I feel that you could have added a little more knowledge about what is OPEC, for example, for somebody who's not in the know. The meaning of certain things while you're talking, it should be kept relevant to the audience. So a few easier words could have been used in the speech, but mostly the transitions were very effective when you were moving from one idea to another. That was quite effective. You were distracted by the audience at a few points, so you should really try to work at that. Your connection with the audience was nice, but the distractions that you felt and we could observe were something you have to work on. The use of notes was okay, but for a second speech and moving on, you have to try to eliminate the use of notes, completely. A few grammatical mistakes which I think the grammatist will point out were there, but overall nice attempt. The body language and the gestures you used throughout the meeting were effective, could have been a little more effective. You could have pointed to specific points at the graph. I really liked how you used the visual images to draw our attention to the oil price rise and low. Again, the relevance and the research of topic could have been a little more oriented to everybody, because not everybody knows that the oil price, exactly how the oil price is rising. We know a little bit about it. We could have done with a little more detail. So in conclusion, it was a very nice detailed research speech, and thank you.
Thanks Aswini for sharing your feedback. Okay, let's coming to the next part of our meetings, the SNEFU counter. Yeah, could you please, Vedpal, let us know who has the maximum and minimum SNEFUs?
The minimum SNEFUs used by one of the orator is Ashish Negi. He used only 6. The maximum used by Anjali Chandra. He used 20. In extended session, Vipul Mehta used only 3. As a speech evaluator, Ashish Negi used 5. They are the minimum.
Okay. Thank you, Vedpal. Okay, let's coming to our next general evaluator. So our general evaluator is Sandeep Singh Dhiman. Sandeep, please.
Hi everyone. So here something I have evaluated throughout the meeting, and I would be talking about in general. And my job was to evaluate all the evaluators, ThemeHost and MOC. That was my basic job, and overall meeting itself. So first of all, I would talk about is the timing. We should respect the timings. So today's meeting was late by 5 minutes. Right? So I would really like to suggest if we start with the time and end with the time. And we should avoid the unnecessary distractions and the mobile phones during the meetings. Okay. So starting with evaluating the MOC, Paramjit was the role for today's MOC, and there were a lot of things, yes. So I would talk about only where the areas where we can improve. Right? He has done with the role very good, and it was second time he was attempting this role. But to be honest, it was the very first role that he was done that was very well. And in this meeting, there was lack of enthusiasm, humor, and effective participation. So we can work on that from next time. Roles were well explained by Paramjit, and projects were very well explained. However, that was missed on presentation session. So we could already explain on presentation that these persons would be covering icebreakers, and there was only one person who has done the second project. And guests were not introduced
today's session, and overall he has done very well job. Coming out for the theme host, right? So very first thing I would say that we should call the participants by the name, right? We shouldn't say that please you come, right? And overall the theme was good, but that was not very well explained. So people has to ask like what is the exactly they have to do with the theme and what all the questions were. So it was better if you could explain the questions right from the presentations. So lack of attention to the volunteers during they were speaking, this part was missing, and use of the lectern. Like you should guide the participant to the lecterns, right? And during the session it was left unattended sometimes. And handover at the end, this part was missing. Right? And for speech evaluators, first with Vipul, and who has evaluated the Manish. So when Manish was on this lectern, there was some lack of eye contact when you was evaluating him. And however, we paid full attention for the other orators, and you very well explained where are the areas Manish has to improve next time, and suggestions and guidance was there for Manish. And coming out for Vikrant, who evaluated Tejasvi, there was perfect eye contact during the meeting and started evaluation with positive note. There was yes positive note and motivational evaluation. And only thing that you did not talk about the posture and gesture that Tejasvi has used. And for Ashish Negi, who evaluated Amish Changra, there was nice eye contact and started with positive beginning. You talked about structure and you talked about fluency, structure of the speech. Yes, posture and gesture, eye contact, that part was missed. Ashish Chandel, the eye contact was least when your participant was on the lectern. You talked about confidence, vocabulary, tone, that was good part. And there was some message, yes, at the end, and other things were good. For Ashwini Bhardwaj, yes, appropriate eye contact, you covered the topic, structure, conclusion, made very good suggestions, and you talked about posture and gesture and all. That's good. Thank you, that's all from my side.
Thanks Sandeep for giving a positive feedback for everyone. I will really look forward to keep your suggestions, and next time will be more enthusiastic. Okay, let's come into our next, the grammatist, the role of grammatist, Vikrant Verma.
Thank you very much. Firstly, let me congratulate everybody who was part of this meeting, and not to forget the prepared speeches. Manish, I quite liked the conclusion that you gave in your speech. The conclusion was very unexpected, so I quite liked it. Tejasvi, I found the content was really good. That was the highlight of your speech. Amrish, I think the pronunciation that you used was better than all the other speakers, so congrats for that. Ashish Negi, the insight was really good to a very different background. I mean, for me it was good knowledge. And Pallav, it was very interesting topic. Where's Pallav? That's it. Very interesting topic, and yeah, now I'm scared. I'll try to go through everything very quickly because I've got, like he tells me it's only 2 minutes, but I'll not try to get into textbook grammar of past participant and this and that. I'll only try to be narrowed down on typical sentences that you use, starting with Manish. Right, somewhere in your speech, which you're basically narrating in a third person sense of way, right? So or in a first person, so you're talking about yourself or you're talking about somebody. But usually what happens is that when you're trying to quote somebody's speech, So in a narrative, when it comes to quoting somebody's speech, you usually start by saying that he was crying out, and then you quote, please somebody help, right? Or he was shouting, please somebody help. So you give that introduction, so it gives an idea to the audience that what you're going to say next is actually a quote of speech, right? Second thing, circumstances were not changed much. You were basically, the speech was basically in a past continuous, again getting back to it, it was basically a past continuous, so it should have been changing much instead of changed much. Difference of, you said somewhere, difference of humans and physical stuff, right? So it is difference between and not of, right? So difference between humans and physical stuff. One more thing was, he was proving day by day. It needed a subject. He was proving it day by day, right? Last thing was, he was the most happiest person in the world, is what you said. But you cannot have most and happiest. So he was the happiest person in the world, right? Happiest as it is the highest order of the word that you want to, really communicate. Next person, Tejasvi. There was not really anything. The only one thing that I felt was, somewhere in your speech you said, after that she has to let me go, when you are narrating an incident in the past, so it should have been had, right? After that she had to let me go. Everything else was really good. Amrish, somewhere in your speech you said, we worked whole of our vacation. The sentence didn't seem very correct to me. It should have been, we worked all throughout our vacation, right? Which is what usually is used by everybody, right? Second thing you said was, we will participate in the competition and make through it. I'm only giving a benefit of doubt. That could have been only an error because of preparation, right? Or maybe you wanted to say make our way through it, right? Yeah, or made through it, right? Third thing was, the real game has started now. That has had to be had because you're again narrating an incident in the past. So whenever we're speaking out a thing of the past, we have to maintain that full verb all throughout, right? If it's a past tense that you're speaking in, it has to continue like that. Going ahead with Ashish Negi, you said, which makes me, somewhere in your speech you said, which makes me quite comfortable with different background. That was not required, so it just needed to be quite comfortable, right? Second thing was, I am outdoor sports, which could have been I'm into outdoor sports, but may have been just a preparation error. Pallav, the speech was really good. Only one thing which I want to point out is, when you, I'm making, where's the snafu counter? I'm so many times I'm saying myself. Anyway, so in the speech, you said a few times that OPEC countries has not gone for a production cut, right? And again you said Asian countries which tends to, right? So when the subject is already plural, the verb tends to get singular, right? So it becomes Asian countries which tend to, and becomes OPEC countries instead of has, have, right? OPEC countries have gone for a cut. That was only a few things which I recorded, right? I'm not the best assessor, it's only assessment is as good as the assessor, so maybe you're better than me and all the assessments I've made is all wrong.
Thanks, Vikrant. You have done very good job, and I think in the 2 minutes we have summarized the complete 1 hour session. So it's awesome from my side. Okay, let's get to our timekeeper.
It's time for the award session. I'm Gagandeep. So we have 3 nominations with us for prepared speeches, extempore session, and the speech evaluators. So the nominations for best prepared speeches are Manish Rathod for Boon of a Mistake, Mr. Amrish Jangra for Try Until You Succeed, Mr. Pallav Mehra for Oil Price Trend. Have you all got voting ballots with you? If somebody is not, please pass on. So we have 3 nominations for Best Prepared Speeches: Mr. Manish Rathod, Amrish Jangra, and Pallav Mehra. Mr. Manish Rathod for Boon of a Mistake, Amrish Jangra, Try Until You Succeed, Pallav Mehra for Oil Price Trend. Moving on to next nominations for Extempore Session, we have Deepak Jain, If Happiness was the National Currency. Ms. Pooja for If You Could Travel Back in Time. We just got 2 nominations for Extempore Session. Moving on to speech evaluators, we got Vipul Mehta, who was evaluating Manish, Mr. Vikrant Verma, who was evaluating Tejaswi, Ashish Tandel, who was evaluating Ashish Negi, Ashwini Bhardwaj was evaluating Pallav Mehra. So we got 4 nominations for speech evaluators. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Gagan. Yeah, our belly count is Mahinder Kothwar. Please, everyone, pass on your vote count to Mahinder. So everyone has given their vote to the Mahinder. You got it? Okay. So in the meantime, Mahinder has been counting on the votes for different evaluators. Manish Rathod, he insisted to crack a joke or share some of his jokes with us. Please, no suicide jokes. We have Manish Rathod.
So this time no more serious. Okay, I frankly ask you a question. What do you think which is the powerful designation of ODC? Is it general manager, assistant manager, or product engineer? Can you say, Vipul sir? No.
Why they are missing design and then analyst and...
Well, it is well diplomatic answer, but
I think between journal manager and assistant manager's ratings is missing. That designation has to come with.
Okay, assistant manager and product engineer. Okay, I tell you which one is the powerful designation. When Dilip sir wants to go on leave, he informs Ashish Negi sir in 1 day advance. And when Ashish Negi wants to go on leave, he informs me in 1 day advance. So basically, these 2 people are reporting to me. and when it's my turn, Ashish sir calls me, Manish, aa rahe ho ki nahi aa rahe? And I reply, sir, आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही है, मैं DD mode में मूवी देख रहा हूँ. That's it. Thank you.
Try to cut this part from the recording. But I can't promise that.
You can stop recording.
No worries. Still awards part is still, I think. Counting is on the way.
The last video. Before uploading, I would suggest put it on S drive or R drive, wherever, and circulate, because if you directly put on YouTube and circulate, everyone will be using bandwidth. Everyone will start watching that.
Voting has still going on. I think it's some serious matter is going on with these guys. So if anybody else want to share any of their jokes, he is most welcome. He or she is most welcome.
Directly, we are planning to increase the size of the video, compress it, and then we will be uploading it on YouTube, and the link of the YouTube video will be put into our blog. That is okay, but if we are up for sharing ourselves, at least we know to share through. Next year, sir, we also want people who are not attending this meeting to at least read what the speaker is speaking about. So we will be putting that speech on our blog and then
anybody want to share anything, any views or any ideas, is most welcome.
Yeah, here what we can do is this timekeeper, as soon as we finished, we can make it earlier so that you can start counting this, right?
Definitely. Sure. Come.
We don't waste time over here.
I just have a few ideas for the future meetings. I think from next meeting we'll start voting in the, just not for a best speech evaluator, but a best evaluator in general, and the grammatist and timekeeper and snafu counter, everybody will be included in that, so that everybody has a motivation to work towards the chocolate. And from the second project onwards, nobody will be assigned mentors, so you will all be responsible for submitting your own speeches on time. And 1 week before the meeting, if you submit and get your speech approved by Pooja, then only you will be allowed to present your speeches. Thank you.
One suggestion from my side, can we reduce the meeting timing from 1.5 hours to 1 hour?
So we are actually trying to accommodate as many speeches as we can in 6-month period, so that people can complete their projects in a 6 to 7 month.
It's just a suggestion. 1.5 hours is a huge time. We are investing time in there, so if it can be reduced by half hour, it would be a help.
Sure, we will definitely look at it. Thank you.
What we can do here is without voting count, and prize can be go to the next meeting.
Yeah, definitely we can do this kind of stuff for some of the suggestions. Yeah, every suggestion is most welcome.
And we will request all of you to at least like our Facebook page and
it's a gentle reminder.
We are available on LinkedIn.
We will be putting on our YouTube channel or the blog. We will be sharing a link for that on our Facebook page. So if you like the page, then you will get notification. Then you can read it.
That is the web strategy for the club, so you have to be part of that.
How about the person who is not using it?
We have LinkedIn profiles, we have a blog, you can connect to each other and all.
Who is not interested to go on
Blog. We also have a tab on the knowledge magazine.
Thank you to the hard work of our vote counters. They have really done a great job. So I have finally I have got the results. So first of all, for the best prepared speaker, Pallav Mehra, he is the best prepared speaker. Definitely I want to check this one.
It's due.
And
This is chocolate we can distribute it right now. It's not a chocolate.
Chocolate. Actually, I don't know. No, getting the point. Who is giving you the chocolate? You are giving him the chocolate, or he is giving you the chocolate for those more words. Okay. Next, moving forward, the best extempore speaker. It goes to Pooja. Okay, I will give it later to her.
Show us the receiving of that chocolate.
Okay, I will take a slip on signature on there also. Okay, moving forward for the best speech evaluator, Vikrant Verma. Yes, sir. And for the last one, for the not the least, for the least snafu counts, it goes to snafu counter. Ashish Negi, yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
By that, I will like to conclude for today's meeting. Our next meeting, I don't think so that it's we are going for a meeting on the 22nd due to the training sessions conducted in the ODC. So our next meeting will be on 29th. Thank you all for your participation and have a nice day.
Please everybody leave your evaluation forms and notebooks.